Welcome to Xunesis.
Oh, hello! Isn't science grand? It's nice to see you again. On your last visit, we discussed Bayes' theorem, remember? He was that nice preacher mathematician who helped us with math to understand probability. Today we will visit another man of the cloth who loved his vegetables. His true love was the pea. As always, with me is Dr. Noid. And today he'll be telling us about the mysteries of Mendel's pea. The pea may appear to be small, but was the seed for a lot of big ideas. The pea, or Pisum sativum, was Mendel's veggie of choice, and will be our main course for today's discussion. But first, I need to ask you a few questions. Questions that Mendel asked himself. Questions regarding what we now call genetics. Okay, let's hear it, Doc. Are you a farmer? No. I'm a television host. Well, have you been to a farm? And have you seen two sheep? Yes. One was black, and one was white. Suppose they mated. What do you suppose their offspring would look like? White, black, gray, striped like a zebra. Spotted like a cow. You know, Doc, I don't think I've ever seen a sheep spotted like a cow. Exactly. And neither had Gregor Mendel. Back in his day, there were two primary theories regarding the passing of traits from parents to children. The first theory was called blending inheritance. Given our illustration of the sheep, blending inheritance would say that every baby sheep born of Mr. Black Sheep and Mrs. White Sheep would be gray. Another theory was called inheritance of acquired characteristics. That one is long, boring, and confusing, so we'll not get into it here. Mendel was unsatisfied with both of these theories, so he set about to figure out once and for all what color the sheep would be. But how? By using our old pal, Pisum sativum, the pea. It turns out that the pea comes in a lot of different varieties. But Doc, can peas have children? Well, sort of. Mendel used a method called crossbreeding to blend those different characteristics. Suppose he mated Mr. Green Pea with Mrs. Yellow Pea. What would be the result? Well, the results turned out to be pretty interesting. Astoundingly, the children of Mr. Green Pea and Mrs. Yellow Pea all turned out yellow. How could this be? Shouldn't children be half mother and half father? Turns out, as Mendel came to show, this is not necessarily true. Mendel discovered that in all childbearing unions, the trait that is passed on can be predetermined through probability. Let's imagine together what this might look like. It seems that some traits are dominant and some are recessive. This means that some traits, dominant ones, can overpower weaker recessive traits, and will thus occur with greater frequency in the offspring. So in the case of the peas, the trait yellow was dominant. So the children of Mr. and Mrs. P came out yellow because the yellow overpowered the weaker green. What's more, when the children of these unions, the yellow peas with the green father, had children of their own, Mendel discovered something rather queer. Some of the children were yellow, like their parents, and some of the children were green, like their grandparents. Well, this is great for Mr. and Mrs. P and all their P children. But what does it tell us about humans? Suppose your mother has blue eyes, and your father has brown eyes. Would you have one blue eye and one brown eye? Probably not. So who wins? Mother or father? Mother. No, father. Wait, my eyes are brown? I don't know. Maybe Monk Mendel wins. Actually, it's not a contest. Nobody wins and nobody loses. A lot of the traits in your body are dominant or recessive. And when the union of your parents made you, each trait was decided. Usually the dominant ones prevail. But if both your mother and your father pass on a recessive trait to you, why then recessive it is, just like the green peas with yellow parents. Oh, I think I'm getting it, Doc. And just in time, because we are out of time. Oh, you're right. Well, thanks to you people at home for watching, And thanks, Doc, for coming to visit us again on Isn't Science Grand? Do you suppose we'll see you again next week, Doc? Probability high. Until then, thanks, and we'll see you all back here next week on Isn't Science Grand?